What makes for a good, sound, meaningful relationship? A good, sound, meaningful relationship with your significant other, who you may or may not be married to, is something most couples want. A relationship is a complex association between two people. Meaningful relationships are more than an association because they contain emotional connection and involvement. Good relationships are complex, but they're not too complex for you to understand once you know the components. Knowing the components of a good relationship lets you look at your relationship and improve it if you want. Good relationships are supported by commitment and trust. Commitment is an obligation to remain in the relationship for the long term. Without commitment, you feel insecure about whether you will stay with this person. Trust is a feeling of reliance that what your partner is telling you and what your partner is showing you is true and not a deception. Many relationships suffer from a past relationship trauma that is being ignored. Now, the ground floor for a good relationship is how much you know about each other currently. It is not uncommon for relationships to start with two people knowing a lot about each other's emotional state and what is important. It is not uncommon for people to live together and come to know less about each other's emotional state and what is important. Good relationships contain displays of fondness and admiration. Relationships often begin with fondness at the level of love, where most everything the other person does is admired. Over time, displays of fondness can wane, and irritation or indifference can replace admiration. In good relationships, each partner responds to the other's bid for attention. Partners are able to get each other's interest, and they each respond when the other wants some attention. Relationships start with both partners looking for ways to pay attention to each other. Over time, mismanaged conflict can make a bid for attention seem like nagging. Good relationships are a buffer for negativity, like a battery stored with positive emotion. If your partner reacts negatively and you wonder what is bothering them, your relationship has enough positive feelings stored to buffer that negative display. But if your partner reacts negatively and you are bothered by the type of person they are, and the negative display always seems directed at you, then your relationship is probably running low on positive emotional energy. Good relationships have conflict, but the conflict is managed in the relationship, and it does not bleed over into other levels. Some conflict is due to differences in goals or the way you want to solve practical problems. Other conflict is perpetual, and there is no practical solution evident. Just like there is no perfect solution, there is no perfect relationship. The main difficulty with perpetual problems is how to keep talking about them without getting back into an argument. Good relationships are about making dreams come true. There are individual dreams and dreams for the relationship. Dreams are about how you imagine it to be in the future. Good relationships have shared dreams for the future. In good relationships, there is shared meaning. What does your relationship mean to you both individually and as a couple? Have you thought about the meaning of your relationship? Do you know what your partner thinks about the meaning of your relationship? Relationships start with meaning and dreams for the future. Over time, the routine of living, work, and mismanaged conflict can make relationship dreams and meaning evaporate. If you can see problems in your relationship, in what I have described, then you now have some clues to improve your relationship. You cannot win an argument to make your relationship better. There are many small things you can do together to change your relationship over time. If you would like to have a better view into the inner levels of your relationship, there is an online assessment developed at the university level. You can take an online computer assessment that is computer scored to tell you not only the areas to improve, but also the existing strengths in your relationship that you can build on. You cannot improve your relationship alone. You need the help from your partner. Do not give in to the cascade of emotional distance and loneliness that can take place over time. There are different parts of your relationship that you can make improvements over time. People often wait up to 6 years before they decide to do something about their relationship. It is too easy to live in an unhappy relationship until you can't stand it anymore. Don't wait. Now that you know the components of a good relationship, you have some insight into how to make it better. Contact me and we can arrange a computer assessment through email. Thanks for listening.